be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including the ice wall, baby. Mama said there will be days just like this.
Ready? Run from it.
Destiny.
Destiny arrives all the same.
Come on with it.
And now it's here. Or should I say?
Yup. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. Brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. Come on with it. Stand tall or not at all. Shout out to you. As they say, one thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain. We stuck in this game, searching for fortune in vain. 5, 4. I said 5, 4. Pull a string and I wink at you. I'm your puppet, baby. And 1. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody for rocking with the nation. Thank each and every last one of you all for this live stream. Come on with it. 100 Laws versus one gorilla. Or 100 Cowboys versus one gorilla, man. Who gonna win, y'all? Who gonna win? You know, but at the end of the day, I can tell you guys, the odds of it is that basically, you know, when they try to do these things, man, these conversations, where did this all came from, though, by the way? You know, where did all of this 100 this and 100 that, you know? Because at the end of the day, shout out to those who pretty much watched the video from earlier today. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to talk about big boys again, but this is right here. Let me see. Yeah. Simulation time, baby. Now this is 10,000 gorillas versus 1 million man. So let me know who gonna win in the chat right now as we look at this, because the odds are still the same, right? And what I'm trying to get at is that if you don't have a precise plan or procedure to a thing, that you will find yourself doing it over and over and over again. So with that being said, you can't win that way, right? You got to have strategy. And at the time, you got to look at everything for what this team is, all right? So with that being said, before we get anything going, let's talk about this video that we did earlier this morning about Toia. I think Toia is going to be a guy that can move some stuff out the way and get things going for us, but let's listen to it. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session. As we take a deeper look at Toia, first and foremost, he's 6'2.5", right at 342, give or take. Now, there's some reports that he got down to 330, and the Cowboys may just play him right at 330 to 340 size-wise. When you look at his tape, he is a run clogger. He fills in the A gap or B gap. Nevertheless, UCLA played a majority of the reps inside the B gap. He had over 450 reps there, opposed to right at 180 around the way at A gap. But when you look at his tape, you know for sure that he's a run plugger. He can play over center. He can play even and odd fronts. And one of the best attributes of him is his get off, his ability to strike. Let's pause it right here. The ability to get off and get upfield. Those are the things, because when I'm reading through most of the comments on the Facebook side, I think most of the the people that interact with reasonable sense, believe it or not, is on the YouTube opposed to the Facebook side. But neither here nor there. When people have the connotation that, hey, this will be more of the same with Mozzie, they don't really understand the differences between someone that's going to be playing 60 reps versus someone now being split in half and given about 20 to 25 reps, because offensive linemen, they do stay on the field the entirety of the time. But defensive linemen, they have the propensity to be able to be subbed in and subbed out. Now, most of your sacks occurs in the fourth quarter, believe it or not, from D linemen. Why is that a thing there? Ace and Angie, appreciate you, and Seabass. Why is that a thing there? It is a thing ultimately because of this right here. If I'm a big guy that's 330 pounds, give or take, and I'm leaning on you, you're going to wear down. Yeah. The law of diminishing rates will happen, and it will be bestowed upon you. So when you have someone like Jay to be substituted in and being able to be rotated in after Mozzie done did his job, after Denzel Daxon, or after anyone that's able to put in on some weight, then you should see a little bit higher tick of productivity. Now, granted, I'm not putting a cover over Mozzie because this is his third year. You got to see something. Right? And the Cowboys, the odds of him showing up and giving us something is just like 100 guys versus the one gorilla, right? So at the end of the day, to be fair to everything, it takes defensive interior guys 3 seasons. It took Dexter Lawrence about 3 years, right? It took Justin Matabuke about 3 years. Now, you're supposed to see a little something in the second season, just a little something. And last year, we looked at this thing and said, all right, what was the little something that we saw? Not much from Mozzie. But to reinsure that, 3 different coordinators in 3 years doesn't really put a nice, beautiful bow tie on it. On top of that, when you look at what Dan Quinn did as far as a run game, he never been efficient on stopping that law. Do you have any truth to those words? Well, Washington team on a whole different team with a whole different defensive front, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. So that was part of philosophy. Yeah. So it is for what it is. He has a better get off than Mozzie, extremely better get off than Mozzie. Come on with it. Utilize his leverage of lower body weight to get upfield, because if you look at his scouting report, that his length is not as long as they want it to be. Most of the interior guys, they want them to be anywhere between 6'4", 6'5" and a half, give or take. Nevertheless, I would still take his skill set, because if you look back at that play, he was able to move the quarterback off the marker and force the quarterback to throw an ill-advised throw for an INT. So when you're looking at a guy with the kind of caliber of Jay, you want him to be just that, a disruptor, someone that can go into the game. His main thing will be is to stop the run, fill gaps. 340 pounds. Is a big boy. And on top of that, when you look at it from a rotational aspect of it, if you can wear down the walls and being able to penetrate, you will be able to get to the sack, or you'll be able to get the running back off of his marker, and you will be able to get the things necessarily done. So yes, you got to wear down the walls there, and you can only double team so many people so many times. You see the shoulders being turned right here. So he's already gaining leverage. He got lower body extremities, gravity all on his side, and all he had to do is continue to move feet, and then at the tip of it, just readjust his hands, and he'll be able to think of it. Watch out. He may have readjust his hands. He's able to win this because low body wins, and that's just for what it is. The first wave at it, and then you would see Jay in the third and fourth quarter being able to get upfield, because his get off is a whole lot better than what we have out of a Mozzie. Watch how he bursts, get off of the LOS. Got a super chat, all right, come on with it. Mm-hmm.
Damon, Bama boy,
Bama
Davis
boy.
$10. Law just heard, can you speak on it? Hate to see UNAOC go through it. Y'all please talk it out. Y'all was the dynamic duo, speak amongst yourselves. Salute District of Columbia 4L, folded hands, medium dark skin tone.
Yeah. With that being said, he says, I heard you. Can you speak on it? Hate to see you guys go through it. Please talk it out. That's a mute point, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's strictly football from here. So may he continue. May God continue to bless him. Right, as I sent prayers his way, and may he have a bright future. Everything else is done. It's dead. And shoot, if it wasn't for my grace, he wouldn't be on Cowboys Collective. You see what I'm saying? But the grace of law is allowing him to stay there. So at the end of the day, he's a man. So dust your feet off and move to the next one. As a man should never go back and forth with another one, right? So in life, y'all learn to use that lesson, as you guys can see it, as a blessing so that you guys wouldn't have to go through it. So now from here on out, it's just Law Nation, right? Get what I'm saying? So for anybody who try to put the olive branch of Band-Aid or any of those things out there, it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's equivalent to oil and water. They don't mix. And it's equivalent to lightness and darkness. It don't mix. So as a man, it's over with. It's done. On this life or the next. Come on with it. And keep in mind, look at the attention. Look at everything. And is that a beautiful hold right here? Is being able to fight through that too. And when you start to think of it, if the focus and the concentration is on him, meaning that if you have Parsons on the edge and you have also Donovan Easy on the edge, or Sam Williams or Marshawn Nealon, whoever you may have, you can't double team everyone. So this is such a pivotal point right here of what he's going to bring to the table. And you got to
pay
love
attention.
that. Exactly. The ability to account for more than one player. And this forces a quarterback to make an ill-advised throw, and you see the pick right here. So that's why I say your front seven is everything. And what the interior guys allow is for your linebackers to scrape the sideline, cover.
Listen properly.
And when you can take care of what's up front, it's like taking care of the necessary parts of your team, and that is stopping the run, to give you access to rush the quarterback, or to give you access to jump routes, and to also have people to stay up all night and say, hey, how can we run on this team? And that's what Jay brings to the table. Plugging A gap, plugging B gap, getting off of the LOS real quickly. And we slow this tape down so that you guys can see the usage of his power, his hands and feet, or what have you. Now, when you look at everything, is he an end-all, be-all? No. Some scouts had him ranked at third round draft pick. And it's a blessing for us to get him in the later round. As you guys can see, we need someone who can penetrate, get upfield, and make these type of plays happen.
If you guys see the ability to scrape and to penetrate and to hold his guys in that particular location while others can eat, and if you look at UCLA's tape, you really don't see anybody else on the edge of the kind of caliber of a Micah Parsons, right? Or Sam Williams to that degree, or Fowler. Right now, they did have a dynamic linebacker there, and one can argue that when you start to think about what we have, it's equivalency when Overshawn gets back. Oh my goodness, this should be a good situation overall, because when you start talking about someone that can disrupt the interior and coming in as a rotational situation. We talked about Tommy just the other day. We talked about the aspect of what he brings to the table. On top of that, we talked about being able to get it up front. Keep this in mind. Your front seven can dictate how well your DBs play on the secondary. Just keep that in mind. So if you already know that you can move people off of their marker, right? Cause the quarterback to throw an ill-advised throw. And keep this in mind, if you can shut down run game and make a team one-dimensional. Woo-wee. Things can happen in a very good way. But to go back to what we got right here? Where my guy at? To these gorillas were slapping, right? And when you to go back to that, the odds of all of this that can happen, is clearly a situation that if you want to have 100 guys to beat one gorilla, you got to have a strategy and a keen sense of mindset or skill to do it. You just can't blindly go into this thing and say, well, we got the numbers, Cowboys. Oh, we got all of these Pro Bowls. Oh, man, we got all of these All-Pros. We can go out and get all of these players for this particular team, franchise, and organization. But if you don't have, ladies and gentlemen, a strategy and a plan, you will lose 1,000% of the time. Let me say this again. If you don't have a strategy, a system, a scheme, or plan, you will lose 100% of the time. And that's my friend. Look at, boy, them gorillas slapping some tail, ain't they? So you will lose. And one man with a strategy and a system can take down one gorilla if he have something that's in plan, right? But you can't just take them head up one-on-one. And those are the things when we start talking about odds. And oddly speaking, Shamar James would be the next observation analysis that we would get at. I would tell you guys that when you think about it, his chances of being an impact is equivalent to 100 man versus a gorilla too. But when we talked about him, I said this, and I'm going to say this before, he could be like a Poor's man version of a Overshown. He was picked up because of his awareness, because of the way he can jump balls and get into the routes of things and sink hips and being able to be right there, just there. But what I'm going to tell you guys with that, by him running a 4.69 40, hey, a lot of people like, hey, what happened to his foot speed? But if he ran a little bit faster, ladies and gentlemen, he would have been drafted a little bit earlier. But to be fair to him, he got the kamikaze mindset too. He's not afraid to run through A gap or B gap. He's not afraid to be on the edge there, see us forever, and do those things, and that's just for what it is. But you got to play him in the right spot, and by far, he's under some great leadership. Let's listen to our people over here, man, on 105.3 The Fan. They gave an evaluation of the draft. Oh, I forgot. Before we do that, where are we with the realisms of everything? Where are we? Well, the realism of everything is this right here. We was talking about wide receivers, and we was talking about how that could help this team out. And especially last night, we had a healthy debate between me and Big Game James and Boss Cowboys Sports on Keenan Allen versus Amari Cooper and these sorts, right? And it was a very healthy debate. So many people were going back and forth with each other about this and that. But I'm going to tell y'all that at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys, when you start to think about what can benefit this team from a scale of 1 to 10, would be more weapons. We all need weapons. But let's listen to what he had to say right here.
Nick Harris.
Feel so good
Nick,
on me, Judge.
Let me know if y'all can hear audio. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear
a lot
audio.
of people wondered, have there been too many hurt feelings for Amari Cooper to reconcile with this team? Is that even going to be possible? But, you've said that this is somebody that is absolutely
Damon, Bama Boy, Davis $10. La, who is your number 2 WR still available? You won't bring back my Bama Boy co-op. He should still be here. Roll damn tight elephant if we're trying to change the culture.
Yeah, who's our number 2 wide receiver still available? You want to bring back Bama Boy, Coop. I think that he should have still been here. Sometimes, a kick in the face could be a reality of the team on how the dysfunctions may be. When you look at what was the stance of what Bobby Belt said when we did this yesterday about the Amari Cooper versus Mike McCarthy, and it made sense because there were plenty of plays where we looked back and we said, hey, why there are 2 or 3 wide receivers in this one little spot, right? And it could be just by formation. Now, Big Game James C. otherwise of Amari Cooper saying that he kind of sulks on the sidelines and he get all angry and frustrated and these sorts of things, which is understandable if you apply the context, because he could be sulking on the sideline because of the fact that he knew that the play wouldn't work. And as much as he tell people, hey, this could do that, that could do this, sometimes, when you are running a play, it may not be for you. But one thing I can say without any debate, there could be a situation and scenario that if he's here, ultimately your team is better. He's better than Jalen Brooks. You can still keep Jonathan Mingo. Just because you bring back Amari Cooper doesn't mean you got to get rid of Mingo. You can still, to a degree, still have Jalen Tolbert. But Jalen Tolbert, Brooks, Kevontae Turpin, and as well as, Paris? Yeah, all of those boys are considered 3rd and 4th options, right? Now, Mingo, he could develop to become a number 2 option, but time would tell it all. But what we are trying to do is better our best for week 1, and that's just for what it is. Keenan Allen is better, but that's subjective, though, because at the end of the day, he never played in Dallas, he never lived in Dallas, and he never played with the contemporaries that's here in Dallas. So those are things that you have to add. We don't know how he would fit within the confines of Dak Prescott and the teams that's here, and the teams of the players that's here, right? On paper, yeah, he may be better. But we are talking about a 33-and-a-half-year age guy versus a 30-year-old who already have a house still here in Dallas and have ties to Dallas already. So which one would you probably will take with that, But on the flip end, both of those guys literally are on the back end of their career. And all they can do probably is come here, add their advice, and add their pretty much leadership for what they were able to do in the National Football League. But overall, of trying to learn the terrain here in Dallas, Ryan Flournoy, yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, it is for what it is. Amari Cooper had familiarity with Dak, and he's my favorite. It's from Big Sarge, right? But regardless of this or that, any of these guys here will make the team better, That's just for what it is. yeah. But listen to these guys.
On the radar for the Cowboys, as they still haven't filled that wide receiver 2 hole.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into the 5th round on day 3, well, going into the 1st round, we could start there. Tedero McMillan was the top target going into the night, being like, hey, if he's there at 12, it's an easy turn-in for us. We don't need to wait for the phone to ring for a trade back. We're going to make this happen. Obviously, he was not there. He goes to the Carolina Panthers. What was that at pick number 8? And they pick Booker. So they go into day 2, don't get a receiver. Go into day 3, they have an opportunity in the 5th round to pick a receiver in that instance. Instead, they go with Shamar James. And after that,
they connect you
the
back
board for the rest of the draft. And so, when I put in the article on Monday that Amari Cooper has had building interest coming out of the draft, it's like, okay, we need to look around to see who are available as far as trade targets. They had already been doing work ahead of the draft in that sense. And then obviously the free agent market. Amari Cooper was a name that was getting tossed around before the draft, but since the draft, I say building team interest because they don't have a receiver coming out of the draft. And so there's plenty of options on the table, whether it's a George Pickens or a Rashad Bateman. We talked about those as far as trade targets. There's trade targets around the league, and I think that's what Dallas is really trying to sort through at the moment to try to find that established number 2. But if they can't, I think Amari Cooper is their safe fallback option. I say fallback because
he said fallback, and As long as he quit pouting. Well, we pouting when we losing. Everything is all fine and dandy when we winning. But if we come up with a system and a strategy, we winning, right? So, and I get it. The reason why, and just take this with a grain of salt. I mean, that new one is always that new feel, the one that you never had, always gonna be the one that you want, right? You never had Keenan Allen here, so you don't know what it is, right? But Amari Cooper, most of y'all already seen him play with the Cowboys, silver and blue, at the star on the side of the helmet. So it's kind of like I done already hit that one right there. So I don't really feel like it's a necessary need to go all the way in for that one, but. There is some differences in the money too. Is that Keenan Allen won about 13 to 14 million. Amari Cooper, he already displayed the aspect that I can take a little bit less to stay here. I already got a house. I know what it feels like being here in Dallas. So that's just for what it is. Yes, indeed. Odds, what odds? Cowboys winning elite, Rob. Hey, that's what you talking about. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get it.
They still feel confident that Amari Cooper can be a number 2, that he can be a productive wide receiver in the league. And if you're looking at Amari Cooper's market, it's not that strong. So I feel like they could get it at a pretty good price, and they can move forward with it.
So does the rest of the league think he could be a number 2 still?
Yeah, that's a good question. And that's I'm not confident in that just based on what happened last year with him. Going back to 2023, obviously he had a pretty strong season with Cleveland, but you wonder if maybe he just never had his feet right in Cleveland with the quarterback change and all the drama going on there, and then he gets to Buffalo. Keon Coleman starts to emerge. Khalil Shakur begins to emerge almost as soon as he gets there. He dealt with an injury as soon as he got there, so it took him a while to get on the field. And then all of a sudden he has free agent market. So it's not right, like he had any time to really get his feet rolling. But you have to take that for what it is, especially at the wide receiver position with the age that he is. It's certainly a factor in this whole ordeal too.
What are the chances that we roll into training camp and they're just going to roll with the receivers that they have, and they say Jonathan Mingo is going to get the shot at number 2?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Mingo,
at least as far as the people that are pushing behind the doors for this to get addressed, for them to get a number 2 wide receiver. My question is, does it happen before OTAs? Does it happen before mandatory minicamp in early June? OTAs start on May 19th. Obviously, the comp pick formula has been worked out as of Monday at 4 p.m.
Right.
So they can work toward finding a free agent if they do want to pull the trigger on an Amari Cooper or a Keenan Allen or one of these other names that are available. But I think they're doing their due diligence in the trade market right now, and they feel selectively aggressive in that trade market right now.
Yes, indeed. And the difference is between the two. Of course, we do have enough money to get both of them, but they won't do that. They have room for probably one more veteran on this team. You don't want to get ancient and old over here just overnight. So there's only room for probably one more veteran guy, so that you can alleviate some of the responsibilities and the duties of CeeDee Lamb. We already know he's going to garner the most of the attentions, right? And on top of that, it's not like the next running mate is a solid number 2. They are 3s with the hope, 3s and 4s with the hope of being a number 2. It would behoove the Cowboys to go ahead and grab that number 2, solid number 2. And it could be either Keenan Allen. It could be, and we know the door shut on George Pickens, but it could have been an Amari Cooper. But money plays a major role in this, and we know how Jerry Jones' son like to do. He likes to go with the lower ends of it. But to be fair to everything, I got to play this clip from my brother from another mother. Don't look like Danny Glover. Y'all know him when y'all see him on the screen. Come on with it.
You know what? We not signing Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
No. We're not going to sign Keenan Allen. Nah, this is they playing us. This is what they going to do. The Cowboys, see, when you live the movie a bunch of times, you prepared for it. The Cowboys are going to have a whole bunch of stories. We got interest in Amari Cooper because they know the fans like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're considering Keenan Allen. We wanted to trade for George Pickens.
Listen properly.
Just wouldn't trade him. We wanted Jerry Jeudy, but the Browns just wouldn't trade him. We even looked into Cortland Sutton and Jamison Williams and all these other lying-ass stories. And they're just going to keep prolonging it until Amari signs with another team. And Keenan Allen signs with another team. And then they gonna say, ain't nobody else left. So I guess we gotta roll with who we already have. Yeah, we getting played. There will be no Amari Cooper. There will be no Keenan Allen. We're getting played. You want to change my mind, Cowboys? Prove it.
Shoot, they got every capability now to prove it. Yeah, they got every possibility now to prove that, hey, we about this business, right? Now, granted, last night I did say this, and I do mean this, right? You got to see what you got first with your interior play out of Jay, Tommy, and whoever it may be on the defensive front. Well, with Junior Adams, he do have Trayshawn Holden, who he trained and coached over there and on the collegiate side in Oregon. So when you start to think about all of those things and you start to say to yourself, all right, cool, we do have these set of weapons here far as for what he wants. You got to at least let him go through all of this. So rookie mini camp will be this weekend. They're going to run through all of the checks and balances far as what we have here within the confines of the rookies and the undrafted guys. And sometimes these things literally happen. You be like, yeah, he was good when we were scouting him. And everybody put on their best impressions when you interview him, right? You can change a lot of things with yourself and the way you talk and the way you move within the confines of this space when you're on your interview. But what happened ultimately is that when time proceeds, right, you be like, hey, every person really ain't that bright. Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah, the car's rolling, but no one is behind the wheel. Or the engine is running, but nobody's behind the wheel. Or, hey, you know, that wagon making all of the noise, we thought that by putting some oil on the wheels that it would hush. But it's just an empty wagon and making a lot of noise. So then they will go through the process of picking up the phone and saying, hey, you know, how much you really want for Garrett Wilson, you know? Or how much you really want for Breece Hall? Hey, Nick Chubb, injuries will happen this offseason, ladies and gentlemen. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Somebody's going to go down on other teams, and they're going to be picking up the phone. So, and that's just things that you can't run away from.
Dread it, run from it.
Destiny.
Destiny arrives all the same.
So you got to make sure that your roster is ready for it all. Now, in reality, we want what's best for this team, but we can't sit back and rest on the fact that these guys that we have will be the end all be all. No. Now, looking at the grades on the individuals from scouts all around the world, we're gonna look at this, and then we're gonna play this this other video from 105.3 The Fan and give you feedback on it. All right, so, oh, man, NFL fines Jeff Ulbricht following the pranks of his son. Okay. Damn. Okay, I know I'm probably a little late to that, but, hey, a fine is a fine, you know. He shouldn't have had those numbers leaked out so his son can do that prank call on Shedeur. And you know the crazy thing about it, the NFL tried to put some cover over it and say, yeah, man, this dude was pranked and that dude was pranked and so many other people were pranked. Yeah, it didn't cover up enough. But neither here nor there. 2025 draft grades, Tyler Booker gets a B, and a B minus, a B plus, and an A minus, and an A minus. Dono gets an A, and a B. And then Shavon gets all A's across the board. Jadon Blue gets all A's across the board. So when we start talking about how these guys are getting A's and Shamar James, he gets B's and then one C. And then you get your boy Jay, he gets a good grade across the board, and Phil Maffa gets a good grade across the board. But for everything that we got a chance to look at, let's listen to these guys right here.
To join us now here on your home of the Cowboys, 105.3 The Fan. brought to you by myfrontpagestory.com. And a good afternoon, Ross. How the heck are you?
I'm doing awesome. What's up, fellas? How are you doing?
Man, we're doing great. You know, seems like the Cowboys had a pretty good draft. What'd you think of Booker at 12?
Well, I mean, do you know who you're talking to right now?
Yeah.
I love Booker at 12.
Put a one in the chat if the audio's straight.
Things. Number one, 2 years ago, I did the Ole Miss-Alabama game for CBS. So it would have been like the fourth or fifth game of Booker's sophomore year, true sophomore year, and Nick Saban told us in the production meeting that Booker was more or less the leader of the team, certainly the leader of the offense. And I said, a guy not even midway through his second year? And he said, yep. He said, listen, if they're a good player, they're only here for 3 years. So I thought that spoke very, very well.
All right, so as he goes a little bit further into this, it's going to be some good details of how he break down the draft. Shout out to Ross Tucker. I think it's a fair and balanced approach. But can y'all do me a huge favor? Hit the like button. I'm not too proud to beg about that. Hit the like button. Sharing is caring. And if you can share this content, that will go a long way with me, and I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for that. And with that being said, if you are here, we're going to keep you here, okay? So with that being said, we think that, you know, we're going to do it this way on the YouTube side. Come on with it.
Booker. I actually saw Booker down
Subscribe
there in Frisco last summer at Duke Manyweather's O-Line Masterminds event. Mm-hmm. And it was like the other Alabama offensive lineman just followed him around. He was like the Pied Piper, right? Like he is that guy. He is that type of leader, that type of personality. But then it's his play style that I adore, right? Blocking people, for those of you who've never done it before, blocking people, it's not really that fun. It's not that cool. You just kind of get in the way, and then you see somebody else score a touchdown, and the cheerleaders like them more than they like you, and they get their names in the newspaper. You don't. You know what's fun?
Understand the cost.
Trying to kill dudes. Like trying to physically punish them and knock them to the ground. That is exactly what Tyler Booker likes to do.
Yeah.
And in short order, I'll probably be talking about how the Cowboys have the best duo of guards in the NFL and maybe the two most physical guards.
If you can comment, you understand the cost. Put cost down there.
They understand the cost that is involved.
Yeah. If you can't comment, you already know why. Because you don't understand the cost.
In the NFL. I think that the Cowboys enhanced what they had with Tyler Smith and made a strength even stronger.
Yeah.
Ross, drafting a guy like Booker, what does that say about the plans, about the approach and the running style that Schottenheimer and this new crew wants to have?
Well, so remember, my rookie year in the NFL was 2001 with a guy named Marty Schottenheimer and the Washington Redskins. We led the NFC in rushing. Stephen Davis led the NFC in rushing. We only ran like 2 plays. We ran power strong and lead weak, and it was awesome. We mashed people. Our quarterback was Tony Banks. We didn't have a great passing game. It didn't matter. I know, and Brian, by the way, was our quarterback coach that year. I know that deep down in his roots, Brian knows the effectiveness of a blunt, forceful rushing attack, and I would think that getting a guy like Booker reinforces that. And also,
hey, man, that's sweet music to our ears, man.
And they understand the cost.
Oh my God, it's sweet music, y'all. If you guys understand what that absolutely mean, put 5 in the chat. That represent the 5 Super Bowls that we do have, right? But if you understand that if Shotty father was able to do that when they didn't have a quarterback, they didn't have a premier wide receiver, and I know that was many a moons ago, but when you understand that, oh my goodness, Cowboy Nation, it's like it's going to be amplified If we fool around, like all we've been talking about is running the ball. And now, if that is implemented here,
this, by the way, I know everybody wanted a skill guy and a receiver or a running back hire. I know the way you guys operate. I get it, right? I'll just say this. The two teams that were in the Super Bowl, okay? The left guard for the Eagles makes $21 million a year. The right guard for the Chiefs is on the franchise tag for over $24 million a year. The point is you see what the Bears did this offseason. You see what the Vikings did this offseason. A lot of really smart teams, really smart people think that the interior trio is way important and very undervalued by some teams in today's NFL. When I played, I honestly think left guard, which is what I played for those 7 games for the Cowboys, I think we were the least paid position in the NFL. I think we were the lowest paid position in the NFL. That has changed. People recognize not only being able to dent the defense in the run game,
right,
but how important it is for the quarterback for him to be able to step up. And with Tyler Smith, BB, or Brock Hoffman, whatever, and Tyler Booker, I would be surprised if they get a whole lot of push up the middle against the Dallas Cowboys.
I love it. And they understand the cost that is involved.
Oh my God! Just look, this panel right here, man. Shout out to everybody that's on that panel, man, for bringing Ross Tucker in, of giving us unbelievable good dialogue about how this can also help this team out tremendously. And I don't like what he's saying. I love what he's saying, Cowboy Nation. I love it.
We're talking with Ross Tucker here in the G-Bag Nation with the skill players, specifically the running back position. That was one maybe we thought the Cowboys would address early. They go with Jadon Blue out of Texas, and then they circle back with Phil Maffa in the 7th round out of Clemson to pair with what they did in free agency with Williams and Sanders. Do you like that running back room now and working in tandem with what they're building up front on that line?
Well, so first of all, I don't really know what happened with Miles in Carolina, but he was a good player for the Eagles, right? I mean, he's not Saquon, but he was a good player for the Eagles. And,
right,
you know, he got a nice contract from Carolina, and maybe he wasn't as motivated. I don't know, but maybe this was a wake-up call for him. Carolina
turning into the new Cleveland, baby. It just got better colors. That's the only thing. You go to Carolina, you're going to lose, man. CMC was doing all of that good stuff in Carolina, but it looks like he got put on steroids when he went to San Fran, right? And DJ Moore and all of those boys. So, hey, Carolina is where you go to die, you know. Good Lord, Baker Mayfield was in Carolina. The dude that a lot of people were talking glowingly of, the quarterback for the Vikings. I forgot his name. It's at the tip of my tongue. Hey, I think it was, what's his name, y'all? He went to Carolina, couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. But last year, he looked amazing, right? So Carolina is where you go to die.
For him.
Sam Darnold,
I believe.
And he can
get back to being what he was in Philly, because also Carolina didn't have a great offensive line.
True.
I like that they took not one but 2 running backs. The reality is, you know, you start to get to later rounds, usually it feels like you hit on 50% of those guys. So if you take 2, you know, maybe Maffa ends up being awesome and Jadon Blue doesn't. I know this. Blue can run. He is, as you guys know, a blazer. And so I like getting that element in the Cowboys offense. And we'll see what Javonte Williams has. You know, that's very, very sad to me. Anytime a guy looks that good as a rookie, then has a major injury and doesn't look quite the same, maybe a year further removed, he'll be able to get back to that rookie year form. But they at least have a bunch of options there. And I think because of their experience with Rico Dowdle last year and the success he had, I think the Cowboys probably feel like with their offensive line, they can get inexpensive quality play from the running back position.
And they understand the cost
of it
that
all
is involved.
Come on, man. That is involved. All right, so let's break this down. Javonte saying, wrong Javonte. But Javonte Williams, he's a wild card to me. Yeah, he's a wild card to me. And here's the reason why I say this.
is either he's going to bounce extremely back. He's still young. He's not an old guy. He was the Marion Hampton before Marion coming out of North Carolina. He's a physical runner, downhill runner. We talked about what Ross Tucker said that Marty tried to do when he was coaching, and that was smash mouth football. And, if y'all rewind all the way back to the beginning, Shotty was on the team as the quarterback coach with his dad. So he knows what it takes to be for what it is, right? But the problem is that now we have to wait and see. Now, there's only one football. In training camp, here's the problem too. Hell, you can put me with pads, helmets, and having my beard coming out of the bottom of it, man. And I look good. I'm like, look at that law, man. This shoe. Who thought a 40-year-old guy can look good out there, right? But hey, up until it's pad day, we don't know about these running backs, right? And then technically, up until preseason 1, you still have your reservations because you're like, hey, I don't know. But speed, you'll be able to see Jadon's blue speed, right? But with everything being said, if we're going to smash the football and we're going to run the ball and smash mouth football, it's going to be a plus for us. But the thing is, we won't be able to see it until we see us versus another team.
Ross, as a whole, though, when you look at the NFC East, and clearly Philadelphia has the best roster right now.
Hush! Hey, y'all, if you guys don't like to hear any flowers given to the Eagles, feel free for right now, because I heard a piece of this. I didn't play all of this. But feel free to step away and then come back, because they finna give the Eagles some damn flowers, and I hate it.
Quality play from the running back position.
Ross, as a whole, though, when you look at the NFC East, and clearly Philadelphia has the best roster right now, but do you feel like that maybe the Giants and the Commanders and maybe the Cowboys have closed the gap a little bit, or is it still, it looked like to me Philadelphia had an outstanding draft, especially some of the guys that they were able to take even on day 3?
Correct. They had a really good draft. They typically do. They are a very, very well-run organization. I do their preseason games, and even though they weren't one of the 5 teams I played for, they are impressive. I mean, they in every way. I'm like the marketing, like they are a well-run machine. And interestingly, by the way, they have the exact opposite philosophy of the Cowboys when it comes to contracts, which I think is fascinating. I'll just say this. If you're doing the opposite, the polar opposite of the Eagles from a contract standpoint, you might want to reevaluate the way you're going about it, because they have all of their best players, for the most part, under contract for years. That said, Brian, as you know, for them to lose Milton Williams and Sweat and Darius Slay and Gardner Johnson, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we'll see what their rookies are like, but the Eagles roster has taken a little bit of a step back.
Hey, that's music to my ears right there. You know what I'm saying? It is for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is how we was earlier. Yeah. We were looking like this when they were talking all that good stuff about them Eagles, But now, hey, they if their roster took a step back, then that's okay. You know what I mean? Hey, I'll take that. Come on with it.
Okay. Right, and it's hard to argue against that. The question is how much of a step back, and then the other question is how much of a step forward did the other teams take? Commanders are interesting the way they keep bringing in older guys. They are really trying to take advantage of Jaden Daniels on his rookie contract. I think they probably closed the distance a little bit. The Giants, I think, still have a long way to go, and I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys. I don't know that I feel like they're that much better than last year. I think that they're hoping that a healthy Dak the whole year.
Hold on. Let me rewind what he said. Hold on.
Commanders are interesting the way they keep bringing in older guys. They are really trying to take advantage of Jaden Daniels on his rookie contract. I think they probably closed the distance a little bit. The Giants, I think, still have a long way to go. And I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know that I feel like they're that much better than last year. I think that they're hoping that a healthy Dak the whole year gets them back to double-digit wins. I don't know if that's going to happen for them, but they still have, the game I like to play, and this is actually a fun game for any NFC East team.
Come on.
It's called How Many of Your Guys Would Start for the Eagles, right? And so you go through and you look at the Cowboys, and we don't need to do it right now, but you guys can go through and say, how many of these, Micah would start, right? I think Dak would probably start over Hurts. We can debate that.
Come on with it.
But how many of the guys would really start for the best team in the division?
It's Odyssey NFL Insight.
Ooh, that's a real rigid, good conversation for the nation, y'all. Oh my gosh, man. How many? Yeah, do we have to pull it up side by side? Because at the end of the day, we probably have to pull that up side by side, huh? How many would start? Absolutely will start, because at the end of the day.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get
on the line, boy.
And see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Man, Ross Tucker kicking and cooking with grease over there, man. Let me pull up this thing right quick. Hold on for me, man. Shout out to Zeke. Let me see. Eagles. Cry, Eagles, cry to the land of misery. Line up, okay. And then, boom. I'm going to do the PFF. We building the plane as we fly. Dallas Cowboys, boom. We can go lineups. All right. All right. I'm thinking, let's do defense first. Jackson or Bland, who started? Bland gonna start over Jackson, right? I don't want to spell out his whole name. I'm gonna just put initials. All right, let's do initials because it can be too much. We're gonna put DB. All right. Their strong safety is Makuba versus Wilson. hey, I'm started. Which one y'all gonna start, Makuba or Wilson? Donovan Wilson or Makuba? Yeah, I want to know in the chat. And I know it's a one-sided argument because we don't have many Eagle fans. We might have some Eagle fans. So y'all gotta have to subscribe and comment in that. Makuba or Bland right now? Who's going to start? Makuba or Bland? Okay. So they going to keep that guy right there. Makuba, Andre Makuba. That's how you say that name. Makuba. or Wilson, I meant to say. Makuba or Wilson? Wait a minute. I don't think I got apples and apples here. That's their Nichols defense. Hold on. Let me close up out of here. Let's go to their base defense. There we go. Apples and apples. Okay. All right, so we're going to go, y'all said DB going to start over Dory Jackson, of course. Okay, so Makuba's going to start over that. All right, so when we talking about interior linebacker, why they keep going, that's their base personnel. I thought they run a 4-3. Why they got us in this? Okay, we base. We doing 4-3. I thought the Eagles do a 4-3. They still got their base, right? We'll bump it. We'll sort it out from here. I didn't know the Eagles. Do the Eagles run a 3-4? Oh, damn. Let me see. Let's just do it like this since they got it all weird this way. All right. And we're going to go DB. Then y'all said him. Bond or Leofow. Go to nickel on our side so we can at least match it up. Shoot. Bond or Overshawn, who's starting? A rookie over Donald, y'all wild. Hey, it is for what it is. They run 3-3-5. Okay, shout out to you, Cowboys Jay. Thank you for the update. I didn't know they run 3-3-5. But I got them in a nickel now. So if we running both nickels, they running nickels. So Bond or Overshawn, of course, Bond is going to start over Overshawn because Sean is not Dean or Kenneth Murray. So Dean is going to start over Kenneth Murray. Blankenship or Hooker, who's starting? If we put it in as healthy, then that's a whole nother conversation. All right, Hooker or Blankenship? they got Blankenship a little bit better than Hooker, believe it or not. All right. In the nickel, Cooper DeJean or McQuamu. So let me just say this, man. These guys are starting over the guys that we have. It's a toss-up between Blankenship and Hooker, believe it or not. Hooker haven't been playing as well as he's supposed to. Dean is starting over. I'm just going to get right to the chase. Dean is starting over Murray. All right, so we know Parsons is going to start over Campbell in this particular situation. Oju Mojo is going to start over. He's going to start over Mozzie, unfortunately. Carter. Damn, they got. Yeah, you're right. The only place that we gonna have is like what he said is that he said Dak will start over. For all the Eagle fans, he said it now. He said Dak will start over Hurts. So Dak is gonna be your quarterback. Barkley is gonna be your running back. Goddard is gonna be your tight end. A.J. Brown will be your outside wide receiver because I don't see Tolbert being any of substance out there on the outside. I'm starting Lamb over Smitty and Dotson. We splitting hairs. At least I'm gonna put Jalen Tolbert over Dotson, or Mingo or somebody like that. So here's what we got here. I'm definitely starting Tyler Smith over Dickerson. I'm starting Cooper Beebe over Juergens. I'm starting Tyler Booker over Steen. They can have Mulata and they can have Johnson on the outside. So what I'm looking at this exercise, baby, what I'm looking at is this exercise. Believe it or not. Hey, I'm just looking at this. Believe it or not. We have a better interior. This is what look. This one draft pick, we got better interior than the Eagles, man. Let me know if I'm lying, y'all. We got a better offensive line interior. Believe it or not. Dickerson. He says Shavariz, is this Shavariz Ward? Shout out to Mississippi. Nah, I'm just playing. I know you ain't Shavariz Ward. Laughing my ass off. Definitely, Cam and Dickerson are better. No, they not. Come on, No, they not. I had somebody to do who did that side by side? Let me go to Foot's page right quick. Oh, my God. Let me go to Foot's the King. I know he had it up here before, and it may take me a while because he been texting. He been putting a lot of content out. Shout out to Foots. If I can get to it real quickly and swiftly, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Damn, that boy been working. He on drums and everything. He had the side by side. Yeah. Come on with it. Shoot. Yeah, okay, he had a little bit better. We split in halves. This dude was able to do that his rookie year. Pass blocking grade, better than that department. Run blocking, you talking about splitting hairs, man. Give me the upside with Cooper BB over Cam Jurgens, man. And y'all can do whatever y'all want to say, man. No. You better watch out. Give me Cooper BB over Cam Jurgens right now. He did that his rookie year and his first time playing that position at a good level. And it's right there with it. But yeah, we talking about my team, you know? Yeah, come on with it. Believe it or not, the Cowboys interior is better than the Eagles interior. I'm gonna run off with that. Yeah, come on with it. So don't say I'm capping. Let's listen to the rest of what this guy had to say over here. Come on with it.
Ross Tucker here with you on 105.
Let's rewind just a little bit.
It's hard to argue against that. The question is how much of a step back, and then the other question is how much of a step forward did the other teams take?
Yeah.
Commanders are interesting the way they keep bringing in older guys. They are really trying to take advantage of Jaden Daniels on his rookie contract. I think they probably closed the distance a little bit. The Giants, I think, still have a long way to go. And I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys. I mean,
T-Jack, you crazy.
That much better than last year. You know, I think that they're hoping that a healthy Dak the whole year gets them back to double-digit wins. I don't know if that's going to happen for them, but they still have, you know, the game I like to play, and this is actually a fun game for any NFC East team.
Fun game.
It's called How Many of Your Guys Would Start for the Eagles, right?
We'll start.
And so you go through and you look at the Cowboys, and we don't need to do it right now, but you guys can go through and say,
I'm going to take my time, and I want you guys to take your time and create a chart and send it over to me, and we'll go live with it. He said how many guys will start, and that's why I took it a little off right there. He said absolutely will start. So pay attention. There's no way that you will bench Tyler Smith, right? And to a degree, you are right. There's no way you will bench Lander Dickerson too. So, but how many guys would absolutely start? So then that means we had to do positioning changes and stuff like that. Yeah. But believe it or not, if you merge the Cowboys roster with the Eagles, shoot, you'll never lose a game. Them two powerhouse teams right there, you won't lose a single game, especially having Jalen Hurts as your backup quarterback. Oh, come on, baby. You'll never lose a game.
how many do you know, Michael would start, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Dak would probably start over Hurts. We can debate that. But how many of the guys would really start for the best team in the division?
It's Odyssey NFL insider Ross Tucker here with you on 105.3 The Fan. I mean, I'm in my head right now trying to think, guys, is it just CeeDee Lamb?
Offensively,
Tyler Smith might at the guards.
Well, listen, Tyler Smith is awesome. I'm not convinced he's better than Landon Dickerson. And CeeDee Lamb is fantastic. I would just say A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are pretty darn good.
Sure.
So I guess my point to you guys would be, I'll give them to you. I'll give you CeeDee Lamb and I'll give you Tyler Smith, but you're still only talking 2 or 3 guys.
Right.
Damn! Now he took it away from me, man. Oh my God! Hold on, Ross Tucker. Oh my gosh! All right, come on with it. I love it.
And CeeDee Lamb is fantastic.
Hold on.
It's called How Many of Your Guys Would Start for the Eagles, right? And so you go through and you look at the Cowboys, and we don't need to do it right now, but you guys can go through and say,
hold on.
They keep bringing in older guys.
I'm going to hit record. I'm going to have to shoot this one out. Hold on. We're going to shoot this one out and do a Twitter poll. Hold on.
Guys, they are really trying to take advantage of Jaden Daniels on his rookie contract. I think they probably closed the distance a little bit. The Giants, I think, still have a long way to go. And I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys.
All right, so I'm gonna do like right here. I'm gonna hit record on my end. Hold on, y'all bear with me.
The Giants, I think, still have a long way to go, and I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know that I feel like they're that much better than last year. You know, I think that they're hoping that a healthy Dak the whole year, gets them back to double-digit wins. I don't know if that's going to happen for them, but they still have, the game I like to play, and this is actually a fun game for any NFC East team. It's called how many of your guys would start for the Eagles?
Okay.
Right? And so you go through and you look at the Cowboys, and we don't need to do it right now, but you guys can go through and say how many of you, Micah would start, right? I think
Micah.
Dak would probably start over Hurts.
Dak would start over Hurts. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
how many of the guys would really start for the best team in the division?
It's Odyssey NFL insider Ross Tucker here with you on 105.3 The Fan. I mean, I'm in my head right now trying to think, guys. Is it just CeeDee Lamb?
Ooh-wee.
Jason Barnes, $20. My only thing with Doc is we have not seen him beat the top-tier teams consistently, and Hurts has been to 2 SB and won 1. That's the only thing, bro. Doc has not won against the top talent.
Dak haven't won against the top talent. All right, so when you contextualize it from there, without the weapons for Jalen Hurts, what have he won? Now I know that's a straw man's argument, but if you only quantify it from the aspect of who has the quarterback beaten, then that can be the fact that Trent Dilfer, he won a Super Bowl. Therefore, he leaps and bounds ahead of Dan Marino, right? Because he got a Super Bowl ring, right? So where do we go to stop this debate on who the players have beaten? Rex Grossman been to the Super Bowl, so do that qualifies him, even though he haven't won it, but does that qualifies him of being a better quarterback than a Tony Romo? So how far do we go down this road of when you look at complete teams, or do you look at the individual quarterback? I mean, that's just the only thing. And I appreciate you for the support there, JB. That's really good. That's really good support. That's really good support. And it's also a really good situation when you really try to argue that point, because one can say, well, hey, I got a Super Bowl ring. Your quarterback don't. Your quarterback don't, right?
Offensively, Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith might at the guards.
Well, listen, Tyler Smith is awesome. I'm not convinced he's better than Landon Dickerson. And CeeDee Lamb is fantastic. I would just say A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are pretty darn good.
Sure.
So I guess my point to you guys would be, I'll give them to you. I'll give you CeeDee Lamb, and I'll give you Tyler Smith.
Right.
But you're still only talking 2 or 3 guys.
Right.
And even all of those positions, Dak versus Hurts, Landon Dickerson versus Tyler Smith, CeeDee Lamb versus Devontae and A.J. Brown, they're still close. Like, even if you give the nod to the Cowboys, the Eagles dude is, like, real close.
Ross, so do you see, I mean, what the Eagles did in the second half of last year in the playoffs was one of the most impressive things I've seen in the salary cap era. Do you expect dominance in the conference to continue?
I would think that they'll be the favorite, right? But they did lose a bunch of major contributors. Now, it's funny because they lost major contributors, and those guys got a lot of money elsewhere, but Milton Williams didn't really even start for them until this year, and he's not Jalen Carter. I mean, think about this. The highest paid guy in Patriots franchise history, okay, was not even close to being the Eagles' best defensive tackle last year. That was Jalen Carter by a mile. So they still have good players. I would put them certainly as the favorite, but you guys know, hard to stay healthy after you make a long run like that. Hard to do it again. You got to have a lot of things go your way. And I do think they have pretty good competition. I think that the Lions will be right there again. I think the Packers are a team to watch. And the Rams almost beat them.
Yeah,
People forget, in the snow, the Rams almost beat them. Yeah. What would have happened if that game wasn't in the snow, right? I mean, maybe the Rams would have won. So while I think the Eagles are the favorites, I wouldn't say that they are the prohibitive favorites, right? I would think that there are teams that will be nipping on their heels.
Ross Tucker, I need the ultimate Mother's Day gift right about now. What you got for me?
Well, listen,
shout out to Ross Tucker, man, and kudos and credence to 105.3 The Fan. We be sure to share the link to their pages there. Be sure to support them on their YouTube journeys and everything like that. That was a real good exercise, right? The odds of being able to figure out who's better and who who will start for one team or another. That is good. I don't know, man. You can't take away Super Bowls, and I will be blasphemous, if I'm saying that, like, Super Bowls don't count, what you did in the Super Bowl, because for a long time that was my argument, and it would be crazy for me to say, Super Bowls don't count. That'd be bullshit, right? Because we all know that in every single category, Jim Kelly had better stats than Troy Aikman, right? And then down the stretch on the back end, John Elway had better stats than Troy Aikman, right? But both of those kinds of calibers of quarterbacks don't have the same equivalency of Super Bowl rings that Troy Aikman had, right? And to a degree, even Steve Young, I think he only had one Super Bowl ring. But it just depends on who you are as far as that time frame when you making that debate, like who's better and who's X, Y, and Z. And then the argument was with Troy is the same argument that most Eagles fans will have now, right? That you have the running back, they have the versions of the triplets. The Eagles literally got the triplets. They got the wide receiver, the quarterback, and the running back, right? And the stout defense, number one defense. So what we are seeing from a Cowboys perspective is, damn, these Eagles are replicates almost of the 90s Cowboys. Good offensive line, a quarterback that all he have to do is steer the ship, but he can run when it's necessary. And he got his Alvin Harper, which is Smitty, and he got his Michael Irvin, which is A.J. Brown. And then I don't know if they're going to pay their tight end or not, or did they pay their tight end? I don't think so. But you can look at it and say, all right, yeah, and they always advancing with their front office and thinking outside of the box. So, yeah. Now, can they win back-to-back? Hell no, they ain't finna win back-to-back. Not on our watch, Cowboy Nation. We got to stand in the mix of the gaps and say, no, we ain't finna allow this to happen. And that sense of urgency would be the only way that you can shut that down, ladies and gentlemen. It got to be the sense of urgency with the front office and say, hey, you don't want another team to hit a stride, right? You're going to have to make sure that you cut the head off from the snake immediately, right? Don't give them extra lives. Yeah. So that's how I'm looking at this situation collectively. Now, granted, let me see what we got here. The Cowboys need Trayvon Diggs to attack his knee surgery rehab after frustrations of the past. This is an article written by my guy Calvin Watkins about Trayvon Diggs. So be sure to check out the top of my Twitter page to read that article, and we'll get into that. With that being said, Cowboy Nation, it is 12:16, and we got an event a little later on today. And we will see what we can get going from here. But what I want to showcase to you all is that we got new numbers on this team. And the new numbers being revealed to this team is two guys that we're going to talk on. And the two guys we're going to talk upon. And then we'll open up the phone lines for you. We got Donovan. I ain't going to try to say his name right now. Shoot. That name look weird on that jersey. They stretched and pulled and scraped that number all the way out for him, right? 41 as an edge rusher is wild, right? So we'll see what he going to do out there on the edge. But it might look sleek for him, though. 41 on the edge right here. Hey, that might look good for him. Yeah. And then Revel will be wearing 27. With all of that being said, Cowboy Nation, let's get right to it. And on top of that, let's do this.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies.
And they
Call
understand
Frenkel
the
first.
cost.
That's 214 or 817. And all of the threes you can dial. Now, if you can't dial threes, then just visit FrenkelFirm.com. They got a team of experts with a combined of 100 years of experiences located here in the heart of Dallas. Be sure to reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. Tap on in with them, especially even if it's a fender bender. A slip and fall at work, right? And you hit them hips, man, be sure to reach out to them. They got people that can help you out in some great ways. Come on with it. Come on.
Keep it off the books and keep it coming in.
Keep it coming in.
It's the OFC what I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand.
657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind, Cowboy Nation. They've been waiting here from the 305. The topic line is, where are the Cowboys? Did we close that gap between us and the NFC East? Come on with it. Let me know from the 305. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's good, Big Law? What's good?
Not much, man. What's good with you, bro?
All is well, man. All is well. I mean, Big Law, I think we definitely could be a playoff team this year.
Yeah.
I know we definitely a 500 team just for the just because of the draft, those key players, those top 4 players.
Right.
It's going to really contribute this year.
Right.
I really think so. I really think we hit on them 4 top players. But yeah, besides that, bro, I really think we could be a playoff team this year, man. But Jerry, man, no, this is my thing, and I'm afraid of, man. Jerry cannot be cheap on that second receiver, man.
Right.
He can't, bro. He can't. Like, the league right now, as far as your second receiver is at, what, 15, 20 million, and he still want to spend 3 to 5 million on a
3 to 5.
receiver.
I do like the fact that you did your research on that. Yeah. This is a passing league now, but, you know, every now and then, pages do turn. Right, and if you can catch and get in front of the trend, I'm thinking that now, since teams are built to stop the pass, then they are weak on stopping the run. So what can happen here is that we can catch teams with the element of surprise. We saw what the Eagles were able to do when they got 2,000 yards on the ground or plus on the ground. They were able to catch teams by surprises by running the rock and, of course, playing sound defense. So that could be the way we're heading to for the foreseeable future, is running the ball.
True indeed, and I think we're going to run the ball really well this year, especially if our left tackle, it's the second year.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Give him some time to develop. But if he really developed this year and everything, if he just be half of what he was last year, more than half of what he was last year, I think we'll be okay. But Law, come down playoff time, even though we can run the ball, pound the ball.
Right.
But when they doubling CD, we have no other options, Law. And that's going to be our Achilles heels later on in the season, I believe. We have no other option.
The only thing we leaning on is a little hope, you know, and I'm not here to sell it, but I can tell you that if the Cowboys don't, and I'm telling you guys, if they don't go and really correct that issue with second wide receiver, and they say, okay, yeah, Tober can be that guy, what we're going to see is a number 3 wide receiver trying to force himself to be a number 2, and it could be a drop-off there, bro, and it could be just that, unfortunately.
I hope Mingo turned out to be what they want. I'm looking at his South Carolina tape, too.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, he's a big receiver, big possessive receiver.
Right.
Got a little quickness to him. So he could be, he was in Carolina, they didn't have a good O-line, and so they had a good quarterback up themselves, right?
Yeah.
So he might blossom into something. So I just hate the fact that we got to wait and see if he blossoms. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a wait and see, man.
When our team is only missing really one player on offense, and that's the second receiver. Like, we kind of sat on offense.
Well,
we kind of sat. Like, defense, I think we're going to have a good rotation as far as D-line. And our secondary is going to have to get healthy during the year. But offense, man, we only missing one piece, Law, and that's the second receiver. We can get that second receiver. I'm not saying get another true number one or whatever, but he got to be. I mean, Amari Cooper, don't get me wrong. I think if Amari Cooper comes in, Law, he's an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. He's an upgrade for anything that we got on the roster now.
Right.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it for the long term during the season. You get what I'm saying?
But here's my only pushback on anything with Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen. They are veteran guys that you don't need right now. Most veteran guys don't come until training camp, right? So I want, and I get the conversation last night. If those who followed the final word, they want a wide receiver to come in now. But before you bring in a veteran guy to go through rookies camp and OTAs and all of this nonsense stuff, that's really not going to be tangible to what we need to see on in September. Just make sure you get the fullness of the evaluation now of all of your wide receivers, right? Let them get as many reps as they can in this system and see what they can do. And then you can always pick up the phone after June and say, hey, Jets, or hey, X, Y, and Z team, let me get this wide receiver up off for you because these guys ain't much to do about nothing. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
I totally agree. I totally agree, Law. Yeah, we got these rookies and these second year guys play it out in the camp, the mini camp.
Yeah.
Just see what we got right there because, and that's how I felt about when we were talking about the one technique earlier during the year.
Yeah.
When you bring in these veteran guys, you're kind of losing the reps for the guy that you really want to start.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got only so many reps, so many pad days, so many of those little small days. And I promise you, man, I had a conversation with Nate Newton. He said, man, they used to have two a days, and sometimes coach would slide in a third day. I'm like, wait a minute, So we can't do that anymore. So you got to make sure you evaluate the people that you can evaluate. But I appreciate you for calling in 305.
No problem. Thank you for always taking my call, bro.
No doubt, man. How about him, man? 305, man, that's a real good call from him, man. It's funny that's his name. I don't want to know his real name. I just want to know 305. Y'all know who he is, But it's a real thing that you got to evaluate what you have, right? And that's not me siding and positive pampering with the Joneses, right? I just need to know if Josh Kelly can give me something in camp, and I'm like, okay, all right, cool, Josh Kelly. Okay, Trayshawn Holden. All right, I see you, fam. Let me see what you can do now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get rid of Brooks. I'm trying to get rid of, and this is no shade of Brooks, but if we had real coaching here, and if we had real GMs, they would say, hey, Brooks, hey, your time is you like finna be expired milk. We're gonna pull you down the drain. Now, that's just the reality of it, right? But because these other guys, they got sponsors in the building and everything. So what you gonna do? Tolbert, hey, yeah, you led the team in touchdowns. They're giving you praises. But if you can't stand tall this offseason, I mean, there's the door, man. What team you want to go to, man? Because we can trade you there. But I'm trying to better my position right there, and that's just how it goes. All right, I got my guy, man. He's the last one in here, and his name is MJ from the 206. You in the mix, man. Talk to me, bro.
What up, Law? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, yeah, they go Jerry and them, why they haven't signed. They looking at the receivers, and Jerry about to do another one.
Right.
They waiting for that guy, Case, man.
Isaiah Bond?
Yes.
Man.
He's on the team. Y'all.
Where information you get that from?
I'm just telling you.
Or just a hunch that you feel way in California? You feeling? Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it. Because they, but they still might sign one of them old dudes later, but they want to check out them receivers. Because all the receivers, y'all got to remember, man, And you know, Law,
Yeah.
that receiver route, how it was called them receivers, they never had to run real routes.
Yeah.
They got this Oregon coach. He was ranked number 2 in coaching receivers, y'all. His route tree, that's why I say.
Junior Adams, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say the Oregon guy got the ups on everybody. Because
Yeah.
he know how to coach. He know the trees. And all the receivers that we got, 84 Harmon is fast. Is fast. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a battle. Man, I can't wait to go out there because now we're going to
Yeah.
we're going to get to see real routes, man.
Okay.
These receivers get to go down the field, slants, and I'm telling y'all are slipping on Mingo. But I
Mingo.
watched the tape again,
Uh-huh.
and Mingo, when he come off that line,
Uh-huh.
he look like Terrell Owens coming out. Big, powerful, fast, and he had Noodle Owens throwing to him, and Noodle Owens could never get the ball to him while the dude wide open. You got to remember, he had the Philadelphia dude Cook. If that had been a good quarterback, that was 6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about that. Do like you just said, Law.
Yeah.
Let's do better. Then if they don't, then you can bring your veteran in because they're
Yeah.
going to pick it up real quick.
Yeah.
But them veterans is waiting. Them veterans don't feel like doing all this. You know, they train on their own just to be in shape. But they can pick up that route tree easy, especially if they bring Cooper. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be Isaiah Bond if he get cleared. He's going to be the other Texas receiver. And what was he ranked? A 1 or 2?
I think they had some people had a 3rd round grade on him, 4th round. I seen him going as early as the 2nd, depending on, certain things. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to dog him.
Feel if that happened?
What will I feel if that happened?
Yeah, if you got Isaiah Bond to go with the other Texans.
I mean,
dang,
5'11" guy that runs a 4.39 40. I mean, he have to. Then the weight of the world is on his shoulder, man. He's just trying to fight for his freedom right now. I think that he's not thinking. I'm thinking that he's not thinking football right now. And he's just trying to clear his name. And it's sad, man, because anything can happen out there. And fellas, man, try to protect yourself, man. Get NDAs. Make sure, if it's something that is a mutual thing, make sure it's consensual, right?
Yeah.
And no means. Yeah, you better write it down. Let your friends know, like, hey, me and her is exclusively we doing things tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You get your witnesses and stuff like that.
Let me see what you say. I want everybody on here for the education because I run the club scene out here.
Right.
And I can't say no name.
Right.
But it's like you, Law. I'm not saying not to cut you with the butter knife. Like you say, it's like you say you're not married, you're a famous person, Law. The famous person say, Marv, you coming with me. You're going to be the witness. And this piece of paper, y'all, I want to educate all these brothers out here that got this money. Had this paper, consent form, made the girl sign everything. I took a picture, and we made sure I stayed in the other room. And you see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Where they going along? Yes. He made sure I was with him, and I said, yeah. I told her, yeah, ain't no gonna be no line here. Then I taped her, yes. So
you in the other room. You in the other room. You just hear.
Yeah. I'm in the other room. I'm like, hey, that's her. And I made sure everything was on the phone. Yeah, like,
oh my God, Bob, you the craziest guy alive.
I gotta tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I have to do it.
Oh my gosh, man. Hey man, I thank you for calling in, dog.
Hold on. That's not even one time. I had to do that in Canada when I worked in Vancouver, Canada, with an artist. One of my bros, he's a famous artist, and I had to do the same with him. Man, you got to do that.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, I thank you so much, man. That damn Marv, boy. You great. How about him, man?
And let's get this chip, y'all.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. Shit. My lights flickering over here, so if we lose internet, that's because, man, it's raining crazily in Dallas, man. So, hey, man. Hey, man, look, man. So Marv said it's better to have a witness, somebody that can take account to your activities. So if you out there, he can confirm or deny what went on in that house, man. I'm just saying, man, Marv, that still won't work, man. That still won't work, man, because she can still say they both did it to her, you know. I can't make this stuff. Shoot, man. Just get your NDA. Make sure you have some account for, you know, the cameras going into the house and leaving the house, and make sure that you keep all of your text messages for your record, you know. By the day, boy. All right, man. I got Dallas is real, man, from the 857, man. You come talk to me, man.
Oh, we got MJ talking about he listening to clapping cheeks. That what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Clapping them cheeks. Okay.
Yeah. Confirmation. You gotta have your that's be younger wing, man.
But shalom to the brother. I know he a brother. I know he a Hebrew brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, real talk. Hey man, I like what everybody said A+ for the draft. So hopefully we, you know what I'm saying, we definitely looking good for the bench, the bench, man. But nah, this should be an exciting year. I think we should be doing good. I mean, it looks like somebody else took the wheel from Jerry, because we definitely doing something better. We doing something better. I'm very excited for the year to start, and overall, we got it going. Hopefully Dak look good, man. Dak look like he's good. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, everything looking good, brother.
Yes,
I mean,
indeed.
Other than we need a second, obviously, wide receiver.
Man, we do, man. Yeah.
And I would be with bringing Amari back, but we have to see. We have to see. Hey man, make that call, Law. We know you know everybody.
Man,
we know you know everybody down on Forest Lane. You know what I'm saying? We know you know everybody downtown. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Stop playing with me. You know
man.
But overall, brother, hey man, can I say this one thing though?
What?
Before I go, I know you got I know your phone be jumping. Lakers in 7, cuz. Lakers in 7.
Lakers in 7. Come on with it, man. Come on with it. Let's go. Yeah. Come on with it.
Tell me now.
Oh, boy. Let's get it, man. Yo, man. Yeah. Mom, we're going to need your help, man. Make sure. Mom, call me like, hey, I confirmed everything. Oh, my gosh, man. I can't make this. Oh, my gosh. All right, man. I got Larry, man, from the 832. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrankelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's up, Law? I was thinking like you when MJ said that. Now she gonna say both of y'all in there. Now y'all lying together. So I was like, that ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work, bro. It just look, they hold the most power though, because there's no statute of limitations, right? And it's like once the information come out, it's your word versus her word, and then they can paint the whole entire story differently, right? So you just gonna have to go through the rigmarole. Yeah.
But no, I was saying I played that game in my head too about the Philly and Cowboys.
Yeah.
I said, I'll take our quarterback, I'll take their running back, I'll take our offensive line, take off Steele, and put Jerkins in there. Give me their D-line and put Parsons somewhere on there.
Okay.
Take our kicker.
Yeah.
And probably somebody out of safety.
Okay.
That'll work.
Man, you want to lose a single game, I guarantee you. If you merge Cowboys roster and the Eagles roster, you won't lose a single game. You won't lose a single game. Yeah. Yeah, but the Eagles do have more talent, though. You know, the Eagles do have more talent. Yeah. Yeah. But all right, bro. That's it.
All I wanted to let you know.
Yeah. All right, big dog. You have a good one, man.
All the way.
All the way, man. Yes, indeed. All right, last but not least, man, I got Pastor Till, man. You live on the nation, man. Talk to me, bro.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, bro? What you got for me?
Man, I'm telling you right now, man. See, when people don't realize, when you pray for rain, how to deal with the mud. And you have to deal with the mud. Meaning as when it rains, pour down rain, the mud slides and gets stronger and powerful. See, the point is, you have to learn to be humble and faithful. Be humble and faithful. So you can make this roster. You can make this team.
Yeah.
Because the wear a star on your helmet.
Come on with it.
It's an honor. It's a commission. Because you have to commit yourself to be a Cowboy.
Come on, commit.
You want to play for the team.
Yeah.
Because we got so many guys that's coming in. So I want to tell you right now.
Come on with it.
I want to welcome home. Welcome home to the rookies so they can make a sport, so they can make a name for themselves. So they can call that name out and say, I am what I am. And let them know, hey, I'm a guy with the sport.
Okay.
Will take the top off of defense. I'm a guy to come in, will take the top off the offense.
Well,
you have to be that guy. Show up to practice. You have to be that guy. You know you will be on your best behavior when you out there in the off season. So we looking for the guy to come in to be trustworthy.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Ask yourself this.
Ushers, close the doors.
Come on with it.
Hey, Cowboys.
The door.
And that's all niggas say. And how about them Cowboys?
Come on with it. Come on.
Let me tell you something.
Come on, Pastor.
And I am what I am.
Come on.
And I'm telling you, with God, let me tell you something. With Moses, open up the Red Sea. With his staff.
With his staff.
Power of God.
Come on with it.
People see. That's the power of God. But some people see the miracle what God done, but they don't want to believe it. Because when you cross the Red Sea, the people lose. When God is God, they lose faith.
Come on with it.
So they got to see God miracle so they can believe.
All
right. You got to have faith. Because, let me tell you something. I haven't seen anything but faith to see all things. But when you have faith, you will believe. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have faith. Because I'm saying something. We don't walk by sight.
Come on with it.
You don't walk by faith. You walk by faith alone. Come on, brother.
Come on with it.
When we come on, when we come in, it's like when you welcome somebody in your home.
Come on with it.
Love, what you never did have before. When you was chef. You show love to your kids when you never had that before. So I tell you, you have to learn to stay humble and stay faithful.
All right.
And I want to welcome home to the new Cowboys rookies and welcome home. Welcome home. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah.
Appreciate you, man. In the mighty name. Come on with it, man. Yes, indeed. That's Pastor Tim, man. How about him, man? On the other side of the star. I appreciate Pastor Tim and all of his messages there, you know. Yes, New Horizons on the other side of the star, missionary Baptist Church, brought to you by Pastor Tim. Well, I'm going to tell y'all, he's right. For eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard the abilities of what the Creator will do for us under the sound of our voices here. Cowboy Nation, the odds of 100 man versus 1 gorilla. The odds are very slim if you go in blindly without a plan.
If you don't have any approach to it, you will get knocked off real quickly because the gorilla is as strong as at least 10 or 15 men. So you can't fight that gorilla head to head. You're going to have to do some maneuvering around, right? You're going to have to do something crazy.
That gorilla go kill 70 niggas. Man, you can't no harm whoop no go. Man, that gorilla go kill 90 niggas for 10 run. Man.
Yeah.
There's nothing that a human can do, nigga, with just his bare hands to inflict nigga the kind of pain to make a gorilla tap out.
Nothing.
Nigga, that gorilla got a brute force that nigga you don't even know he got.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to so you think you can't like, okay, say the gorilla come up, right? And you get like you
And they
somehow
understand
get
the
behind him and
cost.
choke him. You think you can choke him?
No.
Everybody work together.
His teeth and his claws. Whoever choke him, don't let him go because there's no human that can bite him like this. There's no human that can grab him like this. The brute force of this motherfucking gorilla. Nigga, you ain't never felt this from now, nigga. You done fought. So you grab him and you be, man, when he, you go let go. And off human instincts in nature, when you see him do one motherfucker like that, 99 running.
99 running.
Who gonna be that first one to go though?
Come on, homie, you know something. Okay, listen, so somebody gotta die. Which one gonna go? On your march, get set, go. And nigga stand there and you run. And I thought you were going. I thought you were going. Man, ain't nobody finna run at that gorilla and make
That boy said gorilla.
And he finna kill everybody. Homie, his teeth is a motherfucker alone.
Alone.
Nigga, his hands and his strength. No, man, that motherfucker gonna be ripping niggas apart.
No doubt. It's a wild situation. Now, y'all let me know who started that. 100 man versus one gorilla. Anything is possible. For as man, we have dominion over all. The Homo sapien in us. We are the superior beings on this planet because of our mind and our intellect. Yeah. Now the Homo erectus and all of the Homo, the other ones that looked like they was almost still half gorilla, they gone. Y'all can go down that line. I forgot all of the homios. No homo, by the way. But I'm gonna tell you, the Cowboys. Yeah, you get that. Yeah. Los Altos says anything is possible. Yeah. Without a strategy, a plan, them gorillas will bite your whole arm off. Yeah. I'm old enough to remember watching Planet of the Apes. And that ape, he wasn't a gorilla, no. And he bit the old boy fingers off. Y'all remember that one? The first Planet of the Apes? The remake version that came out a couple years ago? But I'm going to tell y'all, the Cowboys' odds of being back to glory days all starts during the offseason. What is all Homo sapiens and Homo erectus? Brandy! Gorillas versus Glorilla. A few fellas in this chat said they would take Glorilla down. You know, I'm just saying. But neither here nor there. On the way out, ladies and gentlemen. Caesar was a warrior. That was his name, Caesar. Boy, I love that part of the movie when he told old boy, no! He was like, oh, sheesh. This gorilla can talk. Or this ape. Or this monkey can talk. Or whatever it may be. Jay Lombardo says, I'll take Glorilla for 100, right? We silverbacks. Yeah, young star. And by us being silverbacks,
we can take on the gorillas. Gorillas. But if we're going to take on them, just make sure my guy Marv is in the back. Like, yeah. Marv, you got it? You got it on camera, Marv? Yeah. I can't make this stuff up. Baboons. Shout out to you, Angie. Salute to you. But in all jokes aside, if we offended anyone in my Homo sapiens community, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Mama said there will be days just like this. She did. And as we depart, Cowboy Nation, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame, or sickness or body or brain can turn you all away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besiege and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will. Them gorillas whooping some tail over there. You know, let me tell you something. You will get it. But you see me, I'm one of the ones way in the back over there. Hold on. Let me show y'all. I'm way in the back over there. Yeah. I'm saying charge while everybody else go run. I got to document everything. I'm like Marv on this thing. I'm like, I'm trying to see. Okay. Oh, okay. Jalen Barney and Jay. Oh, crap. Daggone filthy young star. Oh my goodness, I see y'all. Ice cold. I'm way in the back. Yeah. I'm leaving here with something. I'm winning. I'm coming up with a strategy, a scheme. I'm digging me a hole that the gorilla gonna fall into, and I'm just gonna wear that head out over here, with a shovel or something. Give me a knife or a gun or something. I ain't gonna fight them gorillas hand to hand. No way. But Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that we have for this beautiful moment. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Come on with it. Come on with it. Let's get it. I wake up. Come on, Mom.
Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first die. Stretch.
This an old camera right here.
No drip.
Old camera.
Tell 'em run it up.
They don't make these no more.
Might crash, might wreck, but first die. Stretch. Tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands. I'm by my lonely.
Timothy Jackson $5. Gorilla doesn't stand a chance. Making and Booker will handle him.
Who's making? Is that Mozzie and Booker? Come on with it.
I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, Law Nation, baby. Appreciate you, Timothy. Shout out to you, Gina, with the G. T-Jack.
Might crash, might wreck, but first die. Stretch.
Gotta run it up. Yeah. Gorilla. James, appreciate you. If I made you laugh. That's good. That camera is from when we were winning Super Bowls in the 90s, huh? Come on.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. This with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Yeah.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now. No drip, this time to run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Time to run it up. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. No drip, this
Tell her run it up, baby.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Time to run it up.
Come on with it, baby. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to get on up out of here. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it is for what it is. Yeah. I got a super chat from
City
Sadiq.
to Charles, $5 for my lateness.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Come on with it.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right. They have all the assets and
Marvelous
resources
production.
that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
No doubt, man. Somebody could be like, why are he clapping over him? Just clapping. You know?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Appreciate you, Matt. Leslie in the building. Jay Lombardi. Marvelous production. Put some claps in the chat, baby. Give it up for Marv. Let me see some clap emojis in the chat. Come on. Take a drag of my cigarette. David, I'm trying to work with Twin now. Come on with it.
Ready?
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
You know, I missed the opportunity. So when Marv was saying that he gonna be in the room, I missed the opportunity for Marv to say, wherever you go, whatever you do, we just clapping. Come on. I love seeing the hearts. Do me a huge favor, Cowboy Nation, everybody's watching. If you can do me this, if you like this stream, if you subscribe to this channel, if you shared this channel, right? And what was the other four? What was the other one? Like, comment. Yeah, if you commented. So put 4s in the chat if you share. Sharing is caring. Just don't share. Just don't share what Marv was talking about. Come on with it. Layer 2, I follow wherever you go. Put 4s in the chat if you did all 4 of those things. Layer 2. Shout out to you, Melvin. Appreciate you. Come on with it. Thank you, April. Appreciate you.
So far, if a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far.
Appreciate you, Ice Cold. Appreciate you. Thank y'all for sharing, man. Appreciate you all for sharing.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Shout out to you, Ty, man. Shout out to you, Jason Bourne, as well.
We all gonna leave together.
Shout out to you, Gina, young star. Appreciate
And
you.
those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Shitting me? And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folks. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the. Pick your phone.
It's time to RIP that button. We ain't gonna hear that until next year. We gotta put another button in. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship, y'all.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Them boys.
Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk.
Until next time.
1,000 people need to give $20.
Yes,
1,000
indeed.
people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20.
Dear mama, don't cry, your baby boy's doing good. Tell them homies, I'm up in heaven and ain't got hoods on.
To raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all. Okay, so what? That's it.
Come home. I got beans and
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, you know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
Don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
All right. Until next time, DC for life. Law, do you take Apple Pay? Precisely. Peace.
Spartans! What is your profession?
It's an evil world we live in.